Hello everyone, it's me, Mix2the and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. So sit back and enjoy. Alright guys, so last time we completed the Shadow Temple, which means only one dungeon remains before we get all the medallions and can defeat Ganon and basically free the land of Hyrule from its plight. Well, the future version of Hyrule anyways. This is dark, that's funny. Ooh, darkness, something is here, nothing here. Everything is here, everything gone. But yeah, I wasn't sure last time whether or not I ended with the save and quit back in Temple of Time, or if I wanted to save and quit inside Shadow Temple. I decided to save inside Shadow Temple because there's one more thing I want to show. And it's a specific person in Kakariko I'm talking about. And because I wanted to show you the hint that tells you where you find the Lens of Truth. Also, power hunting again. Also, one thing I want to do here also is get our last pet for our pocket zoo. The last pet is a Poe. Nice, isn't it? So look at this. We got like 4 mascots here. We got our bugs, a fish, a Poe, and a bottle fairy. Nice, isn't it? But yeah, cool. Yeah, the path to the last dungeon will be kind of exciting because it takes us to a completely new area of Hyrule. Namely the Gerudo area with Gerudo Valley, Gerudo's Fortress, and the Haunted Wasteland. We will go to the desert. So, looking forward to that. But yeah, this guy here, the observatory dude from Majora's Mask. I think this guy is called something along the lines like Dr. Satoshi or so. Or something with Dr. S or Professor Sakoshi or so, something like that. The guy has a specific name. A long time ago, there was a man in this very village who had an eye they said could see the truth. Now, usually you have to train your mind's eye most strenuously to actually see the truth. But this fella, no. They say he had a different way of doing things. His house stood where the well is now. Yeah, that's a hint that points you towards the well. I think this guy, now that I'm looking at him, I think this guy is supposed to be like the 3D version of the guy from A Link to the Past that you escort at Death Mountain. Look at this guy, he doesn't even have hands, poor guy. But yeah, we want to go to the desert. That's everything I wanted to show, I'm fairly certain of it. There's more stuff I want to show as a child Link, but not as adult. As adult, we can just continue unimpeded. Epona is not here. Where did I park Epona? Somewhere. Might actually be in front of Hyrule Castle, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I can just call her. So let's play Epona song. Didn't play that one in a long time. I did play it when I did the frogs, but okay. Not for exactly usage. Epona came out of the river, nice. Okay, basically the place you want to go is on the other side of Hyrule Field, so yeah, definitely take Epona here. I could have super slided, but I did already mention it at some point. Epona does not get nearly enough screen time, so let's do it with her. Didn't trigger a ghost. I'm fairly certain if we step onto like places where a Poe can spawn now, it will always be like the normal version. No longer the Big Poe, because Big Poes, we hunted all of them, and the shopkeeper, the Poe shopkeeper is no longer paying for those. As a child, there was a P-head here, not Pinehead. There was a P-head here. Also, now that I think about it, that's actually kind of funny. Like, if you really think about it, you know, we are 7 years in the future, everything is more dangerous, except for Hyrule Field. Hyrule Field is much more safe in comparison to childhood. Like, during the childhood era, there are all those very strong, or at least comparatively strong, P-heads littered around the place, but here it's just a bunch of Poes that don't really do much and are very passive, actually. But yeah, we just found a hidden grotto. Let's use fire arrows. I think it's the first time I'm gonna use fire arrows here. Yeah, fire arrows serve as a fire source. We can burn webbing with that. And also do other fire-related stuff that Densetsu can do, like igniting torches, for example. But yeah, what we want to do here, we want to get our last sculpture for Hyrule Field here. Didn't drop anything. I think it's where the cow is. I cannot read this one. I need to return as with Mask of Truth as Young Link. By the way, why is a cow here? Now that I think about it, why is a cow here inside a grotto? It did not even fit through the hole. Mysterious. Maybe this is Ocarina of Time's secret cow level. Maybe there's a hidden society of cows, like buried deep below Hyrule or so. It might be a plot point in a later Zelda game at some point, who knows. They're kind of like lizard people in our real world, as you know. Ah, yes. Cool. Yeah, we are here during nighttime, so no good music. There's also another thing I want to show. Let's not do it right now. I wanted to show you what happens if I fall down here. We did plant a bean down there, and I was like saying at some point that the bean takes you all the way up here again. That's a lie. The bean just flies around like down below there somewhere. It takes you to the waterfall, hints you at the piece of heart inside the waterfall. But not much else. I'm wasting time right now. I should use the time, the nighttime while it is still nighttime. But yeah, we did already hop over here with Epona. Now I want to use the other strategy you can use here, which is using the long shot. Doesn't look nearly as spectacular, but okay, I need to be fast now. There are two sculptures here. This one. I'm gonna go to kill them first, and then I'm gonna pick up the tokens. Because the tokens do not despawn. There we go, second one. And both of them only there during the night. As sculptures usually are. Coco. And the one up here. That should be all the sculptures here for Gerudo Valley. Also, besides that, we have something hidden behind those rocks here. I could just do this again. Like I said and explained, power crouch steps inherit abilities from other sword-like items. Yeah, our objective here is to find the carpenters. This guy here did tell us that his employees decided to go to Gerudo Fortress in order to become thieves. That didn't work out so well for those guys. We will see in a moment why. Because the Gerudos do not take kindly to men. So, let's see what's their shtick. Wait a second, I also want to check. Yeah, Gerudo Valley. Gerudo Valley, Gerudo's Fortress, and Haunted Wasteland are all separate areas, which is pretty funny because like Zora's domain is basically like 3 different places. Like they did not bother to like dissect Zora's domain or even like Death Mountain, but they did went through the trouble to dissect the Gerudo areas, which is funny. Even though those areas here are much smaller compared to the other mentioned areas. Gerudo's Fortress, and once again we see the Gerudo symbol all over the place. I want to say it again, this here right now is the updated Gerudo model, the updated Gerudo symbol in the original version on N64. This was a half moon and a star, and it was likely changed to avoid controversy with the Islamic religion. So that's why we have this symbol now. This symbol is originally from Majora's Mask. They used this symbol in Majora's Mask, and then of course, like all following appearances of the Gerudos also used those symbols to identify them. Okay, let's say hi to them. I don't see any trouble or problem with that at all. So let's go. Hello, girls. Oh, hello, stay where you are. That didn't work out. Ouch. Yeah, if we get caught here, we end up in prison. Stupid kid, get in there and keep quiet. Bummer, okay. Guess we have to play introverted percent now. But yeah, luckily the Gerudo people are not like the sharpest tools in the shed. They let us keep our equipment, so we can just do that and are basically outside if we can do that. Maybe they are smarter than I give them credit for. But yeah, we do this and we are outside. Okay, our objective is to find the carpenters. That's our goal here. There's also a treasure chest there that I want to get, but not now. And we need to navigate this fortress here. Like you can see, there are multiple entrances, exits. Like depends on what you want to view them as. But yeah, we need to enter the fortress using all those different entrances and exits. And yeah, we need to navigate them, and we need to find the prison cells where the carpenters are kept. In order to avoid getting spotted, we can knock out the guards, like that, with arrows. I think hookshot also works, or it might just paralyze them, I'm not sure about that. But sword works. Now we are on Thieves' Hideout, and right here we have the first prison cell. Hey you, young man over there, look over here, inside the cell. I have no idea where you came from, but you must have a lot of guts to make it past all the guards around here. All of my fellow carpenters are imprisoned somewhere in here. If you can get us out of here, we'll repay the favor somehow. You actually never really do, but okay. But be careful, there are sure to be Gerudo guards somewhere around here. Whoa, watch out! Yeah, and once we talk to this guy, we get attacked by one of the Gerudo thieves here. And she drops a guard attack. If you don't defeat her, you'll be captured. Yeah, what Navi means by that is the Gerudo warrior races here have a special move that knocks you out, this one. Like, it's basically their version of a spin attack. If you get hit by that, we get knocked out and we end up in prison again. So that's something we want to avoid. So what you want to do is you want to keep your guard up. In general, those girls are not too hard to fight. But you want to be careful. Regardless. They like to block a lot. Of course, when they wind up for their attack, they leave themselves open. Hey. I think you also get knocked out after you take so much damage. You can also use some tricks here, but they are pretty agile. But they cannot dodge an arrow. Ah, come on. Deku nuts are also good for this. You also want to be careful because depending on, yeah, like that, if you like block in a weird spot and are very close to them while they do their attack there, that might sometimes go through the shield and still knock you out. But yeah, not too hard actually. It is more involved than Stealthos, I would say. Like the Gerudo thieves are more capable than again those undead minions. So that's at least something. Yeah, we of course get a key and we can free the carpenter here. Did you come here to save me? Oh, that's just swell. I'm Ichiro, the carpenter. A fun fact, I think that's also a pretty well-known fun fact by now, but in the German version, those guys are all named after the Beatles, so they are called Paul, George, Ringo, and John. Yeah, okay, we were really interested in joining their all-female group, but they locked us up like this just because we're men. They don't care about the Gerudo anymore. They are so rude. 3 of my fellows have also been captured, so please help them escape too. And there he goes. I like that he's just, that he feels like that he can just leave. Like, they must at least have some capabilities, the carpenters here. Or maybe the Gerudo do not care anymore, that could also be it. Yeah, this is basically our like introduction, or like in the Zelda franchise, the introduction to the Gerudos, of course. Like the Gerudos are a tribe of basically Amazons. They are all female. Every 100 years there's one male that gets born, and that male in like this game is Gendorf, in case you hadn't noticed yet. And yeah, they don't like men. It's basically, like I said, an all-woman society here. And they have like something against men, so that's why they do not want for the carpenters to join. And they also don't like us for the same reason. If only we could wear some woman clothes, but nah, that's a different game. Although I'm pretty sure Link would make a pretty sweet female. Yeah, okay, you want to go here? We need to hide and use the boxes here to hide. They are also kind of... Never mind. She did see me, that's unexpected, okay. I think that doesn't matter too much, because I can reach a different location from here. Because I can go here now. Might actually be convenient. I think that's also like a path that leads to one of the carpenters. There's a second one, right? Hmm? Yeah. I'm fairly certain the guards here do not stand up once you knock them out. I think that's just a thing in Majora's Mask. Also, I'm totally not where I want to be. Let's do this. I'm not using back walking very often in this playthrough, so let's do it right now. And now I'm up here. That's where they throw me in, okay. This box has a little secret. This box is one of the boxes that gives you a huge rupee. Nice one, but not really all that interesting. What can I do from over here? I can hookshot onto the chest from over here. That's something I can do. There are multiple ways to reach that treasure chest. It's a piece of heart. Very interesting that they decided to put this one into a treasure chest and not just make it so that it lies around, like it's usually the case on the overworld. But yeah, here we are. But yeah, the other option would be to play Scarecrow's song here. And it summons a Scarecrow right in front of us here. Also able to be hookshotable, of course. And the other thing is you can also like use a mega flip from like over there. That also suffices. Okay, yeah, question, where do I want to go now? I want to go here actually, back where I was before. The thing also is with those Gerudo guards here, the same rules apply as did with the Hyrule Castle guards back in the day. And that means if we have at nighttime, their like visible radius gets reduced. Like they cannot see as far anymore. Okay, this time we were a little bit more careful. Sure, let's go over here. I think this is the spot where we want to go. I do not 100% remember where all the carpenters are, because in a randomizer I never do this. I just have Gerudo card enabled by default. But I'll manage. I have no idea where it came from, but you must have a lot of guts to make it past all the guards. All of my fellow carpenters, you say the same stuff. Can get us out of here, we'll repay the favor somehow. But be careful, there are sure to be Gerudo guards somewhere around here. Well, watch out. Okay, second outing. Ouch. Well, that did work for whatever reason. Oh, we can actually do that in a rhythm? That was a nice one, okay. Arrow. Nice. Caught him with dodge or so. Nice. Do you say anything? Can I just leave, I wonder? I'm pretty sure those keys here are hard-coded to only fit in the respective cell you like fight the Gerudo guard here. For example, I wouldn't be able to take this key to a different cell. You're a cute kid. Okay. Thank you for coming to save me. I'm Jiro, the carpenter. I think the English names here are like Japanese puns, like they are like named after numbers. I think the first one is like 1. This guy might be like 3, 4, or 2 or so. Some are so scary, I'd rather work as a carpenter than join them. I can't wait to say goodbye to this place. 2 of my buddies are still being held prisoner. Will you please get them out too? And he just casually leaves. You're not gonna make it out of here. You're way too deep into the fortress here. Yeah, okay, so far so good. Only 2 remain. That rupee was floating. I'm pretty certain this is not where I want to go. This will just put me somewhere where I don't want to be. Let's go back again. I want to go back to where the like soup kitchen is. Maybe I want to go down here. That should be good. Yeah, over here I think. I think this is the one that leads to a dead end. Thieves Hideout. Nah, not quite. Not the one I was thinking of, but anyways, another one. Hey, you young man over here, look over here. Help me. I like that they at least made an effort to give them all different haircuts. I have no idea where you come from or why you're so cool, you sneak past the guards. My fellow carpenters are in prison somewhere here. You can get us all out, I repay you somehow. Please, help me. There are Gerudo guards here. Oh my goodness, what shall we do? Whoa, watch out. Okay. I should use deco nuts against those girls here. Deco nuts are very effective. Maybe. There we go. I was gonna say that kind of worked. Like you can catch them off guard when they try to like dodge towards you or so. Ah, almost. Come on. Let's just do that, okay. Didn't see that jump attack coming, right? We found a small key. Clong. Thanks, boy. You're fantastic. I'm Saburo, the carpenter. Have you seen our boss, boy? He's probably worried about me. I have to get back to him immediately. One more of our workers is still a prisoner. You can apparently communicate with telepathy, okay? Please save him, because otherwise, how did he know? But okay. This just leads further into the prison, I think, but okay. I can see him move. Now it's gone. Nice. I think they actually do like move like the pathway until they like reach an exit here. Okay, only one more, and that one is probably the most well hidden one. And I think it's like, I think the guy is like in here. I think that's where we want to go. So let's see if we can arrange that. Fairly certainly for that one we want to go back in here. Wait for the other one. That didn't quite work. I'm not sure if I can just do that. Okay, kind of works. Made a lot of noise, but luckily the Gerudo guards are deaf. So, not any trouble here. Cool, and this is where the last carpenter is. Once again, careful, hide here until one of the women shows up. Goodbye. Total headshot, she should die. Whoops, sorry. But yeah, here we are. That's the dead end I was mentioning. Hey, you over here, help me. I have no idea where you come from, but you must have a lot of guts to make it past all the guards here, around here. Wow, you're so cool. All of my fellow carpenters are imprisoned somewhere in here. If you can get us out of here, we'll repay the favor somehow. But be careful, there's sure to be Gerudo guards somewhere around here. Wow, watch out. Nah. You need to stand up sooner in order to get me. Double KO, kind of. Nah. Kind of works. And goodbye. There we go, nice. Last key for the last prison cell here. And there you go. I was afraid you were going to forget about me. Now I'm free. Thanks, I'm Shiro the carpenter. For rescuing me, I'll tell you something interesting about the desert that I overheard the Gerudos talking about. They said, in order to cross the haunted wasteland, you'll need the Eye of Truth. The Colossus is on the far side of the wasteland. Once again, basically like a check whether or not you have Lens of Truth. Okay, now I'm going back to my tent near Gerudo Valley, so drop by sometime. You may find something helpful there. Bye! And goodbye. But there's more. Oh no, we got caught. I've seen your fine work. To get past the guards here, you must have some good thieving skills. I used to think that all men, besides the great Gendorf, were useless, but now that I've seen you, I don't think so anymore. The exalted Naburu, our leader, put me in charge of this fortress. Naburu is the second in command to the great Gendorf, king of the Gerudo Thieves. Your headquarters are in the Spirit Temple, which is at the end of the desert. Say, you must want to become one of us, eh? Alright then, you're in from now on. Take this. With it, you will have free access to all areas of the fortress. Nice, we are Gerudo now. We get the Gerudo's membership card. You can get into the Gerudo's training ground in their hideout. Nice. And we don't need to be afraid anymore that we get like boxed into the prison. Anything else to say? From now on, you're free to move around as you want. But I think she said something different. Wait a second. No. From now on, you are free to come and go as you please through the gate to the desert. You will find the Spirit Temple, where the exalted Naburu lives, out there in the desert. Okay. There's something funny about her. Notice her pants. If I change my tunic color, like for example to blue, she suddenly has blue pants. And if I change it to green, she has green pants. Like, for whatever reason, her like clothing color is linked to Link's tunic. Link to Link. Makes sense. But yeah, now it's red again. Fun fact. A small Easter egg there, but yeah. Cool. Now we can move around here as we please. Sorry again, I'm one of you now. Okay, let's just leave. Before they I think tries to like make us a member of the tribe. Okay, we are conveniently placed here. What we want to do real quick is we want to make it nighttime. Because during nighttime there's a skull up there. I can reach it from here, right? Yeah, definitely. Nice. There's more stuff to do here during nighttime. Another skull, but in a completely different location. Yeah, we can talk to the guards now, by the way. Hello. From now on, you're free to come and go as you please. Through the gate to the desert. You find the... You all say it the same. Okay. For now, you can go and please as you blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah, during nighttime we want to go over here. Also, what do you say? I never really talked to you, I think, in my life. Hey, newcomer. Okay. Let's try to make this quick. Not quite. There we go. Okay, we are here at the archery range right now. This will become more important once I make it daytime again. Yeah, we need to make it to the other side of the archery range here. And there's a sculpture you can find there. That was too late. It was too early. That was too early. By this time I could have already gone to where the sculpture is, but there we go. Practicing some super slides here. Cool, okay. Yeah, over here on the target. Let's get it the stylish way by doing this. Nice. You destroyed a gold sculpture. Nice. Hey, Navi! And the desert. That is where Ganondorf the Evil King was born. If we go there, we might find something. Maybe the Spirit Temple everyone is mentioning? Navi, Navi, Navi. Never up to date. Speaking of Navi and talking to companions, let's see what Saria has to say. Link, this is Saria, can you hear me? If all 6 sages come together, we can imprison Ganondorf, the King of Evil, in the Sacred Realm. But in order to make a perfect seal, we need the 7th sage. Okay, she is actually saying something different. Some of you know, must be that sage, Link. Actually, that's not true. From now on, oh, it's 7th, yeah, 7th, yeah, it's 7th. You don't even have all the 6 yet. There's also a secret 7th sage. From now on, you must travel between past and future to awaken the remaining sages. Keep up the good work, Link. You want to talk to Zari again? No. Yeah, this is a bit annoying because I spawned over to where I did leave the fortress, where we did free the last carpenter by doing this, but okay. Daytime again, good music again. Did I get all these sculptures here already? I should have, yeah. And here, Haunted Wasteland. Everything's separated here. like there would even like dots perfectly fit into like all those spots here that are missing here, but nope, we didn't bother with that. Okay, yeah, we want to go to the archery range again. And we also need a horse, because it's not just simple archery, it's actually horseback archery. Which is of course more involved than like normal archery. Epona? I think Epona's like somewhere below the fortress, maybe she's over there. Epona, where are you? Oh, yeah, that's my horse. Yeah, guys, no mistake here. That's my horse. That's my Epona. Good girl. Yeah, take her over here, and we can start a minigame. I always believed that you can use that horse, but I think that's one of those instances. Wait a second. No. Yeah, I always think, why is the radio so big? Don't talk to her. Okay, down. I always think that you can use the horse over here in order to do this. But yeah, that's not possible. I'm probably mistaking that. Like, that's one of those things, every copy of Ocarina of Time is personalized. But I might always mistake that with like how you can ride different horses on London Ranch once you do like the Ingress stuff there, in order to get Epona. But yeah, we need to talk to her. Hey newcomer, you have a fine horse. I don't know where you stole it from, but actually that's true. Okay, now how about challenging this horseback archery? Once the horse starts galloping, shoot at the targets with your arrows. Let's see how many points you can score. You get 20 arrows. If you can score 1000 points, I will give you something good. Do you want to try it for 20 rupees? Sure. There are 2 things you need to do. First reward is 1000 rupees during the first try, and the second one is 1500. We want to hit the pots here. If we are good, we also don't miss one. And otherwise, we want to hit the like centers of the target, of course. This target is always a little bit weak because this target gives 60 points at most. The big ones here are the interesting ones, because once you like hit their middle, the bullseye, you are awarded 100 points. 1600 is pretty good. Of course, maximum points you can get here then is 2000. Fantastic, you are a true master. I will give this to you. Keep improving yourself. Nice, you get a piece of heart. Nice. Cool, only one piece of heart in the entire game missing, and then we have them all. And the last heart will be a heart container. But we do this again, and this time around 1500. Hey, rookie, you're learning good. You're looking good. Show me your skill again. You should set a new goal of 1500 points and try again. Do you want to try for 20 rupees? Yeah. Of course, I have a much easier time here right now because I have ESS adapter, but like even without, it becomes more tricky for sure, but still possible, I would say. Okay, 1. Let's see, let's wait. I want to score big here, not the like small fry here. Okay, and 260s. Okay, 1760 is fine, I guess. It's fine. Like I said, 2000 is maximum you can score here. I'll be darned, you are the ultimate master. I will give you an item suitable for the master. This quiver is very important to me. I want you to have it. Take good care of it, okay? Nice, we earned the respect of one of the Gerudo girls here, nice. You upgrade your quiver to the biggest quiver. Now you can carry even more arrows to a maximum of 50. Nice, you can carry 50 arrows now, nice. What does the sign read? Horseback archery range. Skilled players are welcome. Current record 1760 points. At some point I might want to score 2000, but not yet. At some point we will return here to the Gerudo Fortress and then maybe I try it off screen and show you how I do it. Just to flex, of course, because you don't get anything from that. It also looks nice on these record board in Link's house. But yeah, one thing I quickly want to do is go in here. Gerudo Training Ground. Only Registers members are allowed. I like that. Like that they have a sign here that tells you only if you are registered you can go inside the Gerudo Training Ground. But before you can even read that sign, you're already in prison. That's pretty good. Yeah, this is basically a mini dungeon. This is the Gerudo's Training Ground. Membership card verified. Okay. One try for 10 rupees. Okay. Alright, I'll take you 10 rupees. Give it to your best shot. I'm not even certain if what I want to do here actually works. I will see. Yeah, welcome to Gerudo Training Ground. GTG for short. And the only thing I want to try here is, can I place Pharaoh's Wind here? I can't because it's not really like a dungeon. Like, it's a mini dungeon, but as you can see, we still have the world map here. I think that's always like some kind of indication that we cannot use Pharaoh's Wind here. Okay, that's too bad. That means I need to move a little bit strangely later, but it's okay. That means we head for the desert now. And heading to the desert means heading to the Spirit Temple. Here's the gate. What do you say? Hey, newcomer. Nothing. Okay, we need to climb all the way to the top here. Because the guard that opens the gate is up here. Hey, rookie. Like how they all call us something like that. Nice. Are you going into the desert? I'll open this gate for you, but you can't cross the desert unless you pass the 2 trials. The first trial is the River of Sand. You can't walk across this river. After you cross it, follow the flags we placed there. The second trial is the Phantom Guide. Those without eyes that can see the truth will only find themselves returning here. You're going anyway, aren't you? I won't stop you. Go ahead. There are some puzzles here we need to solve, although they are not actually puzzles, but rather just some, like, item checks if you got certain items. Cool. And those are the flags we need to look out for. Those will guide us. Haunted Wasteland. If you chase a mirage, the desert will swallow you. Only one path is true. Okay, we can already see the Desert Colossus in the background there. Just move straight, Link, and you arrive at your destination, but no, not so easy. Because you get caught up in the sandstorm here. Nice. Haunted Wasteland. This is always a cool area, if you ask me. You can see the map. The map is just one big square. The thing here is, as the Gerudo Warrior explained to us, if we like move somewhere where we are not supposed to go, like this happens. For example, if you wander off into like this direction, we arrive back at the starting point here. We void out and get lost basically, and we're back here. We need to follow the flags. This is not like possible right now, or like easily possible, because we need to like cross the river of sand first. There are multiple options for that. The first option would be to use long shot to get over there by hooking onto one of those crates. Another option would be to equip hover boots, because then we can just move across here. The hover boots prevent us basically from sinking into the sand here. And you can also see if we are just standing on normal sand here, Link will also progressively sink into it if he does not have hover boots equipped. You can see it, whoosh, he is actually a little bit swallowed here, whoosh. And that also like slows his movement. If you move a little bit, he will eventually like free himself from the sand, but yeah, that's a small little gimmick here for the sand areas. Next up is following the flags. Those are sometimes hard to spot. You would also imagine that by this point I know the route, like I have remembered the route, but not quite. I still need to look out for the flags here. And we have a sign here. All those reckless enough to venture into the desert, please drop by our shop. Carpet merchant. Okay, let's go there. The carpet merchant. This guy we can only reach with hover boots. The jump would be too big. Yeah, hello. Welcome. Okay. I'm selling stuff, strange and rare, from all over the world, to everybody. Today's special is a dangerous running object. Terrifying. I won't tell you what it is until I see the money. How about 200 rupees? Of course, okay. Yeah, we can buy bomb shoes here. This is basically your infinite supply of bomb shoes. They cost 200 rupees, but this guy never runs out of bomb shoes if you run out of bomb shoes but still want them. Let's see the entire D here. Thank you very much. What I'm selling is bomb shoe. The mark that will lead you to the spirit temple is the flag on the left outside the shop. Be seeing you. He does not say anything else. He keeps mentioning like today's special, but it's always just bomb shoes. Yeah, let's just move on. Interesting regardless. I keep my hover boots for now. Do I see it? Yeah, over there. I like that it is actually hard to spot the flags. It's hard to spot the flags here. That's pretty good because that makes it so that the sandstorm is actually impeding with your view. That's pretty good. If you just could see them without much effort, it would ruin like the entire atmosphere of the place. Now I need to look around here. Is it further? Do I see it over there? Like I said, it's hard to spot in there. I hope I'm not going backwards. I might be going backwards now. Over there. Ah, okay, we arrived where we want to be. We see two flags. That means we basically managed to go through the first half of this place. And this is where the Phantom will be. The Phantom guide. Let's use fire arrows. Why not? And I also want my Lens of Truth. You have like this small bunker here, this small like fortress thing here. First of all, there is a sculpture here which we want to get. Nice one, and we also want to ignite the two torches here. 1 and 2. There's always a little cooldown before you can use fire arrows again after you used one. Deconuts, I used a bunch of deconuts, thank you for that. I think that's 50 rupees. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's all there is if you want to get some shelter from the sandstorm outside. This is nice, but we will just get stuck here if we remain here. Let's head back outside again. Okay, the Phantom Guide, guys. We need the Lens of Truth for this. Let's read what this inscription says. One with the Eye of Truth shall be guided to the Spirit Temple by an inviting ghost. Okay, let's use Lens of Truth and initiate the sequence here. I'll be your guide on your way, but coming back I won't play. I'll show you the only way to go. So follow me and don't be slow. Like that, like dialogue has something from like I don't know, like CDI Zelda. I don't know, but yeah, okay. We need to follow this ghost now, this Poe, and he will show us the way. If we stray from our path here, we will just get swallowed by the sand again and end up at the beginning of the desert again. You can see that the pathway here is very like back and forth. At this point we could also already move straight, we just need to go where the two flags there are. We could just go straight from that point on, but let's follow the ghost. You see the pathway is pretty complex. However, the thing, of course, is if you remember the way you need to travel here, you can also do this without Lens of Truth, and that's called like basically lensless desert or so. So it is actually possible to cross the entire desert without any items at all. That looks pretty amazing, and that is also something I want to show off later. But I wanted to show the like normal way how it's supposed to be done first, and then we can, in a later episode, that's when we will do that. I think after Spirit Temple, I will show you how this is done without. It's complicated, you can orientate yourself with a couple of landmarks there, even though everything looks the same. Like you basically need to navigate like desert people do. You need to use the dunes and stuff to orientate yourself. Wait a second, no, there was one of those points where you could like read question mark. But yeah, this is a bombable wall, we find a Great Fairies Fountain here again. Come on, one time for kicks. What is an instrument I have? I didn't play the hammer, I think. Did I? Let's play the hammer. Using a fish this time around. Once again, Ocarina items. Okay, my amazing hammer. Do we even see it? It's hard to spot, I think. Oh, the hammer is not even there. Huh, might actually be inside Link's model or so. Yeah, look how gracefully Link plays the air. Yeah, a great fairy again, by the way. Not our last one, but I assure you, the penultimate fairy, so it's over soon, guys. Welcome, Link. I'm the Great Fairy of Magic. I will give you a magic spell. Please take it. Whoa. Here we get our last magic spell here. And also, once again, water pose. Don't zoom onto her butt. Thank you. And Link just, whoa. Nice. We do get Nairu's Love. Cast this to create a powerful protective barrier. It's defensive magic you can use with C. Nairu's Love is in effect for only a limited time, so use it carefully. Oh, zoom. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. Cool, our last spell. Inventory is pretty much full at this point, only 2 items remain. And 1 item here. But there are actually more items we need to get. Ein Dampfwand Hammer. Bow is enough. Okay, while we are here, let's do some cleanup here. Also, we do get attacked by levers here for the first time. Levers also common Zelda enemies. One thing we can do with the levers, if we kill enough of them, eventually, like with the Grise and the Stealth Children, a big one will spawn. Of course, they are easily dispatched by using a spin attack here, a quick spin. They also make funny sounds when they die, so here we are. Oh, and there's the big one. Uh-oh. Lever, watch its... Hey, still sinking, nice. Watch its movements closely and let it go by. Okay, but yeah, we want to kill this guy, of course. Ouch. Dude, don't... I think this guy also escapes after a while, so... actually need to be quick. Yeah, once again, this guy drops a bunch of money. That's the thing here. I want to wait until it's night time. There's a Skulltula up there. This can be a little bit tedious if you have the levers on your heals, but once you defeat the big one, you get a little bit of a cooldown with the levers, so use that a moment to get the Skulltula over here. This is not the only Skulltula here, though, because if we go over here, we can find another one on one of the palm trees here. Remember that the levers will only spawn inside the sand, or when you stand on sand, so if you stand here, you are safe. I also like that the coconuts are deconuts here, that's pretty nice. Yeah, those are the two Skulltulas you want to get here during the nighttime. Oh, can I not bonk against the palm tree here? I can. I think not a deconut comes from the tree, okay. Anything else, maybe? I'm also fairly certain I cannot do anything with the deconut. I cannot, like, shoot it from the palm tree here. Nope, just for decoration, okay. Yeah, one thing we can do over here is... That's a little bit unique. We can play a Song of Storms here. And that makes it so that the oasis fills. You even get a cutscene for this, which is pretty unique. And the reward is a bunch of fairies. Nice. We basically created our own fairy fountain here. I think the oasis here does dry up again after like a while or so. So we can get fairies here again after time passes, after you leave the map or so. Yeah, cool. That means it's time for Spirit Temple. Let's go. There's also a little bit more here to explore, but nothing we really need to look out for now. You don't get me. I guess while I'm at it, I can try to get the big Takuri here. I need to be a little bit of a sharpshooter here. But hey, the one Gerudo warrior did call me the master, so let's see if I live up to my title. At least not so far. Oh, dude, maybe I'll do this later. Yeah, normally when there are guys in an area, you can spawn a big one. I'm not bothered with it right now. So yeah, let's do Spirit Temple, guys. Ooh, Spirit Temple with the cool music, of course. But yeah, let's not talk too much about Spirit Temple right now, because we will notice something. We can enter here. There's a scroll space here. Adult Link is too big, though, to fit through that. Mysterious. On the other side, we have a different problem. We have, like, this giant block here that Link cannot push. If we look around here, we notice... There's a hole there, okay. But yeah, looks like as if we cannot do much here. Strange. Let's see, what does this read, maybe? If you want to proceed to the past, you should return here with the pure heart of a child. Okay. That's a hint, right? Yeah, we cannot do anything in Spirit Temple as adult. We actually need to return here as... Actually, we cannot do anything here as adult. We need to return here as a child. Of course, that begs the question now. How are we supposed to go here during childhood? I mean, the Gerudo guards are actually blocking the entrance to Gerudo's fortress, so that's out of the question. If you want to travel to the future, you should return here with the power of silver from the past. But yeah, that's basically the gimmick of this dungeon. We need to do the dungeon as young Link and then as adult Link, kind of. Like basically each like timeline does have like a half of the dungeon here. Also texture alignment. There must be a technical reason for that. Like there are a lot of places where the textures do not line up. Then again, I have no clue how hard it was to line textures back in the day. But I'm noticing it. But yeah, how do we get to Spirit Temple during childhood? We need a Deus Ex Machina right now. And luckily we have one, and our Deus Ex Machina is called Cheek. Hey! Past, present, future. And it's the owl, guys, oh no. We're still getting stalked here in the future. The Master Sword is a ship with which you can sail upstream and downstream through Time's River. The port for that ship is in the Temple of Time. To restore the Desert Colossus and enter the Spirit Temple, you must travel back through Time's flow. Listen to this Requiem of Spirit. This melody will lead a child back to the desert. We learn our last warp song here. With this, we can return to the desert as child, conveniently. Nice. Cool, you have learned the Requiem of Spirit. Flop. Back into Hammer's space with the harp, nice. Dup. Link, that's not gonna work. Sudden Sandstorm. Sheik put out his Tyranitar. Whoops, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess the objective is clear. Return to Temple of Time and then return here as child. Before we do that, one thing I want to do, I quickly want to go to Death Mountain Crater. There's one more thing I need to do here. And because we did plant a bean, that's one thing I want to show off. And there's also like this mysterious space I couldn't reach. And because I have to warp anyways, I can use that to like show all of that off. First of all, we have the bean here now. This will take us to this harp piece here, which I already got. And otherwise you get a nice trip here. This will also lead us to the other harp piece, like it shows us everything here. Whoa, I almost fell off. You can also reach these spot I want to reach with long shot right now. Yeah, that's what the bean does here. Oh, almost got me, I think. Okay, summon Scarecrow. That is not the right Scarecrow. It's pretty funny, only one Scarecrow can spawn at a time. Even funnier is that, like, it's supposed to be Pierre. But I did not know that Pierre does have, like, a clone of himself. Like, it's not Banuru is the other Scarecrow. Banuru, it's not Banuru, apparently. So, or maybe Banuru is stepping out here, who knows. But yeah, two Scarecrows at the same time, weird, but okay. Yeah, that's just for money here, nothing else. You use the other Scarecrow to get back, of course. And that's the entire secret here. It would be nice if we could talk to the Scarecrow, but nope, he's just standing there menacingly. Also, isn't that a little bit hot for you, being made out of straw or so? He seems to be happy with it. Yeah, okay, oh god, you're getting watched from behind. Okay. Yeah, back to Temple of Time, and then next time it's a Spirit Temple as child. Looking forward to that one. Spirit Temple is a cool final dungeon. I do always consider Spirit Temple as the final dungeon because of all the setup and like also like the overarching idea that you need to do that as child and adult. I think that it's pretty much apparent then that this is supposed to be like the final like dungeon in the game. But yeah, Spirit Temple in general also pretty cool. There will also be some stuff we want to do as child. We want to make a child cleanup. It will be the last time we will be a child in this game. So yeah, next time, let's make the best out of the remaining time we have in our childhood, and then yeah, finish stuff as adult. Alright guys, thank you all for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next episode of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Until then, Take care and goodbye.